Just a few stripes in the sky. That's about all that's left as I peek out the western horizon. A few other marks coming up as we have some of these trails still persisting. But on the whole, it has definitely calmed down. The one here that this guy's probably gonna look at, and a few more on the horizon, and that is it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Head on into this holiday season, and we trust that this new year will bring us some more insights into this, greater awareness, and possibly an end to these operations and a return to planetary sovereignty for the human race. That's my prayer. That's my prayer. Well, it looks as if the intense action for today is winding down, thank goodness. We're not quite to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, maybe we are. Yep, just 5 after 3. And it's still going on to the south. But that's where the shield of the chemtrail clouds has kind of been pulled down to. Nice little weeping fall streak type cloud there. And then just all the crap is down over to Mexico in the Four Corners area. Still with the planes coming in, and the trails they're leaving are not lasting. They're still obviously chemtrails, but they're just still leaving stripes instead of, blanketing the whole sky. So maybe I can get out the telescope tonight and look at this waxing gibbous moon, and Jupiter's near opposition, and there's a few targets in the sky worth viewing. And look at the sun before she sets as well. All right, everybody. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Ha 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 ha. Gotcha. Look at this guy making a nice turn. Nice turn. Yep. So they keep on going. There's quite some turbulence he's in right there. There's quite some turbulence. All these trails, how they're deforming in very funky ways. Looks like the intensity stepped back a little bit. Still plenty on the horizon. Maybe we're about to catch a break, and that'd be a beautiful thing. Here's this mess off to the south. This trail was the most recent addition, and look where it went through. Nice big fat spread off this one. I mean, rather perfectly so. Rather perfectly so. Sometimes it's fun to see if the auxiliary power unit in the back is spitting out. Sometimes it's not. This time it seems like it is. Or the plane trails. It's not a full wingspan delivery, but still there's something going on there. It's about to intersect a larger formation here. Watch that tail, watch that tail. Alright, what's it interested in? Alright, this notch here. It's essentially one of those three trails crossing, and he's above this bottom trail at least. You can tell that. Come down here. 2 intersections. Actually, there's 3 and 4. But right here, you kind of see how this other trail spreads out here. At that point, it's kind of in the midst of the spread, and but probably more importantly is that there's a crosshatch. There's a rippling. I'd like to be able to throw a polarizer on this. That'd be handy. And you can see that these lines then align with this cross chemtrail. Plane off to the east, or to the northwest. It's just kind of gotten so murky. So incredibly murky. Let's see if we can see any wave action. us down a bit. It's probably too much. I'm not really seeing any fine action. This is interesting though. That right there. Another fresh one coming in here. Also interested in the spread place. With this trail being against the spread, it looks like he's going to come along and then hit the spot that I would have thought this one would have hit. This pinch where the spreading begins. Looks like it's pretty tight fit. So that trail's then marking off where this trail comes along and then where it spreads. Who knows? They're just spending ungodly sums of money. Imagine the poverty that could be dealt with. The technologies that they're using here released to the public, how much good this could be done. And what is this doing to our genetics? That's kind of the freaky thing, is what is this doing to our genetics? We know there's a serpent race and we know there's the mammalian human race. And in every solar system, every evolutionary situation, those are largely the two species that come to prominence. There's always a battle. One must extinct the other. One must extinct the other. Humanity looked like it was almost there. And now I think with the crap that they're feeding us through Hollywood, they're dropping us back to our lower desires, our lower outlook on life, our lower expectations, disconnecting us from source via chemicals, via food, via social programming, via religion, believe it or not. And in that, we become very susceptible to conquering. And that's the risk. There's a grave risk for humanity now. Either we pull our heads out of our collective butts, or we don't. And we become at high risk for extinction. As this serpent race, this reptilian race comes back and says, I want that planet. That's a luscious planet. And let's feed on the ignorance. Let's feed on the stupidity. Let's feed on the fear that's there. We'll see how it plays out. But it is truly up to us, as it always has been. And this is part of the process, is that it is hands off. There is no rescuing for those who won't do the work themselves. And that's kind of where we are. We must do the work. Otherwise, we will become extinct. It's easy to see all the rippling that's taking place right at this point where the two meet. And then the cloud continues to bloom. It's a lot of, it's easy to see this kind of spread from space. You can tease out the rippling. If they could read license plates from space, then sensing this is not a challenge. Not a challenge at all, especially when there's technologies that have yet to make it into the public domain. More rippling here that it's coming through. I'd expect to see this zone right in through here, growing substantially here in the next 5-10 minutes. There we are. This is how that one broken trail has evolved. Nice flare here, continues on. Still many more flights down to the south. There's another one, a fresh one coming up through here. But all this is just now cloud cover. Continues to steal our sunshine through the day. Just a theft of a natural resource. And in this community, so many people are off-grid. And so you either have wind or solar, one of the two. And it's just, it's going to be tough. Tough when you have them controlling the weather, you lose access to the sunshine that you should have had, or the winds aren't present when they should be. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's like on this day, everything's a pattern. Everything's a pattern. This trail came through. You can see how nice and straight here. A little fold on this side, a little fold on this side. At this previous trail, we can see the separation. Boom, boom, boom. Come to another trail. Come the whole thing gaps over at this mark. We come through. You can follow it back. A nice little uplift here. whole bunch of spreading here, and I've missed so many flights today. There's so much happening that I'd have a 3-hour video if I just kept going. It just wouldn't end. And so everything's a pattern. What I initially had come out for, and this was about 5 minutes ago, was the manifestation of some pretty profound rippling in here. And that was just a temporary feature, and it was aligned with this trail right in through here that is now essentially faded where the rippling was happening. That's no longer in place. And then this other one that is the freshest trail comes through, and where we're having this this weeping action is where the trail has been gapped out there and is no longer present. But this has been very, very common across all of Colorado and New Mexico today. I had emails from just about, it's intense on the northwest coast, it's intense across even as far south as Baja, and then through the Gulf coastal states. So they don't take days off. Robots just don't. Robots don't. Whoever's running this operation does not look at the calendar as show up for work or not day. It just happens. It just happens. Yep, right through it. Hit that dark spot just perfectly. Yeah, and then the plane that just came out of it. You can see this trail here. This little bend right here. Coming on up through. You can tell by this plane's shadow. It is on the other side of the trail, of the debris field, the cloud debris field, because he's casting just a short shadow. So he's not too far above it. And then a little Cessna headed. Looks like he's going to hit right through there. It's going to be a pretty close touch. Northeast, with all these trails. Seeing another little guy coming on in. Just a wee little plane. Little flat wing. Likely a Cessna. They're cheap to fly. Carry just shy of 1,000 pounds. Over 1,000 miles or two. And they're not heard. Well, they're not as quiet as some jets. You can hear them now. But they're deployed. They've been deployed into this program. Oh, I got some 4-letter words here. On days like this. Keep looking, people. Keep looking. Someday we'll get some member of Congress, some general, some contractor, some pilot, somebody will say something. And we've got kind of this trail here, and where it does this little jog is where this guy's gone through. Curiously enough, got another plane down here. Be interested to see. Looks like he's going to hit this little dark spot here, which is going to intersect this area where this plane's just gone through. He's just come out of this zone of rippling. Yeah, way too cloudy to get a make. Get a make and model. Oh. Yeah, he's going to head right through this zone, this rippling. It's a place of interest for him. It'd actually be probably this dark spot this side of it. This trail, this is probably a result of that LMD 90 type plane that we saw, ends at this guy. So it marked that, and then it continued on overhead. And here's the one with the extra wingspan push coming out, and as he continues to the southwest. Another one that spread. All of this these powders. This is really taking us. We took a huge hit on sunshine today because of this. Huge hit. All of this crap wouldn't be here, save for this activity today. All of this is unnecessary. There's a nice rollover. This is an important trail, this diagonal. A little dark spot here. And right beneath it we've got the trail comes up, does this fold back, then continues on. It does a fade here when it crosses this one. You see we got a nice spread up here. And then another twist. Let me zoom in on that guy. A twist right here. Kind of see how it comes in, flare, pinches together, then spreads out again once it crosses that trail. But that's quite a push. So something's pushing the atmosphere, beginning about right here, this way. So this trail folds over and comes this way. These double trail planes, where you have whatever comes out of the engine plus this super mixture that comes out of the wingspan. It's quite the combination. And then I was seeing, or hearing, this guy right there. It's a little short one. A little what? MD90, MD95 mix. So he was low overhead as well, not leaving nearly the trail that these guys were. This is an intense day. Intense. I think we have some full wingspan action going on with this guy. Kind of see that outer part coming in. We're in two planes. Visibility out over the San Luis Valley still is pretty good. We had some haze show up yesterday, some dust, some smoke, just regular stuff. And there's no industry here, so it's largely very, very clean. It's just some wood smoke and exhaust from engines, but you can begin to see the twisting as we scan the sky. We'll see several different behaviors out of this particular trail. It's a nice little fold in the powders. And then we see the powders once again, another twist happening here. Another bend, actually this whole thing. Then the powders are off to the north. Then there's something here. Something here, and then we get a nice straight line. There's something here. But over these mountains, these planes will fly day and night, day and night. Certain that they're going to find something. Certain that they're observing something worthy of all of these flights. But I'm sure it's going to be a target-rich day once again if this is how it starts on this Thanksgiving Day. Wonder what the skies looked like here in the 1500s. How different were they then? What did the clouds look like? What did the rain smell like? How different was it 500 years ago? And this is how we wake up to Thanksgiving Day. It's a sky full of jets. You can probably hear them. Leaving a nice big fatty next to his companion, the left one. Next to his earlier companion, the left one. And then they just are all on the horizon. This is one of those days where the whole sky is full of this shit. Another fresh one. This is very much a blue trail. Let's see if we can't get some paint on him. See a red tail and red engines. Could be Northwest, could be Virgin. Either way, he's masquerading as an airliner. And he's really there to do some other project.